Good morning, guys. Welcome to a brand new week, and let's see what's going to happen this week. So, obviously, the big news over the weekend is this Boeing stuff. Interestingly enough, I don't know how much it's going to affect Boeing on a long-term scale, because I was reading through this article, and it says that right here, United is the only airline which uses this type of engine. So, and I think they said they use about 2 dozen. So they're going to take about 24 planes out of service. So, I don't think this is going to be as bad as their last issue, but like I've been talking about in the Mo's Muscles chat and the Paul's Super Shorts chat, this is the problem with when you don't have competition. When you don't have competition, these kind of issues can happen. What happened when that Boeing whatever Max issue happened? Nothing happened. They went in an investigation. They put the plane back out. The company, sure, it suffered a little bit, but there's nobody there to take them down. Everybody's going to say, okay, well, there's Airbus that can go after them. Sure, Airbus can go after them. They're not a U.S.-based company. There is literally no other company in the United States that makes commercial planes like Boeing does. I go back to when President Trump was talking about negotiating with Boeing over the new Air Force One that's going to be coming out in 2024, 2025. He said, it's too expensive, but where else am I going to go and build the plane? I'm just going to have to hold out because I'm not going to go and have Airbus make Air Force One. So this drives me crazy about, these are the kind of things that drive me nuts about when people want bigger government, this and that. This is what happens when you don't have competition and monopolies are created. The quality control goes down. So let's see what happens here. But exactly, Boeing is basically a monopoly. They have one competitor, and it's not in the United States. It's just, I don't know how anybody's going to come in and compete. Somebody said there's some company, but these energy companies, whatever they are, I don't know how they're going to be able to compete. Besides that, I'm not really seeing much news out there this morning. I did see this, that Michael Burry from The Big Short, this guy he is right a lot of times, more times than not, and he's right in a very big way. It takes him a very long time to be right, but he is right. He was there for the mortgage, for the housing crisis in 2008. That's where The Big Short movie came from. If you haven't seen it, watch it. He started buying water commodities a very long time ago. I'm sure that's going to pay off very well for him. He was one of the first ones in GameStop way before any of these people noticed anything about how much they were being shorted. He was the first one on there. So he said that this stimulus, they're putting a $1.9 trillion stimulus bill forward to the House either today or sometime this week. And the way that everything's situated with the Democrats controlling all three branches, I do foresee some kind of stimulus bill coming through very soon, and I think they're going to probably do another one. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw another $5 trillion in stimulus by the end of this quarter, just because, why the hell not? Let's just keep spending money that we don't have. Something interesting, and then I'll start getting into your questions and the charts and whatnot. Somebody said something to me over the weekend, yesterday, about how when their father owned a manufacturing business back in the day, I mean, this was 60s, 70s, the 30-year treasury, he said he put money into a 30-year treasury and he was getting 13% back. That beats the market. If you put your cash into treasuries and just let it sit there and let the government, and you're lending money to the government and they're paying you an interest rate, you were getting 13% or more. Now, today, as of Friday, I guess, you get 2.14%. That's pathetic. Also, when I look at the yield curve, so I'm looking at, when I talk about the yield curve, I've said it a few times, when the yield curve inverts. What I'm talking about is the 10-year and the 3-month. So when these curves are, they just run on a scale like this. When when you're getting money, so we'll talk about what the yield curve is. So if you put your money in a 3-month treasury, you're basically lending money to the government for 3 months, and they're going to pay you an interest rate for it. Right now, they're paying you 0.04%, so basically $0. There was a time back in March or April when you were getting, these were negative, and you were actually paying the government to hold your money, which is truly unbelievable. If you loan money to the government for 10 years right now, 10 years, they're going to pay you an interest rate of 1.34%. This is truly, truly unbelievable in the worst possible way. So when the yield curve inverts, the 10-year drops below the 3-month. So if you have the 10-year up here and the 3-month down here, and over time, put 3-month right here, and over time, the 10-year drops below the 3-month like that, you're basically saying what is happening is you are loaning money to the government and you're getting a higher interest rate to give it to them for a shorter amount of time than a longer amount of time, which is absolutely terrifying. And every time this happens, the Federal Reserve comes in and pumps in a ton of money to try to revert that yield curve. Because once that yield curve inverts, it's happened maybe 2 or 3 times in the past decade. Each time it happens, we get a big crash in the market. So they do not want that yield curve to invert. So every morning first thing I do when I get on the computer is I jump on and I look at the 10-year and the 3-month, especially when it's getting dicey. Right now, I don't really see a chance of it inverting. But then again, these interest rates for the 10 to 30 year, between 10 and 30 years did go up pretty big in the past 2 or 3 weeks. So, because it is a little bit more expensive to get a mortgage now. And by a little more expensive, I mean over 3%, which is still incredibly cheap money to borrow. So, yeah, all right, let me take some of your guys' questions. I saw Dads with a Purpose say, big earnings this week. Why do you not tell us to trade earnings? Because, I mean, I used Apple a couple weeks ago for a perfect example. Apple came out, reported great earnings. They beat on their sales on every single one of their devices except for iPad, I believe. They had great forward-looking guidance, and they have dropped maybe 7 to 10% in the last 3 or 4 weeks. So earnings doesn't mean that the company is going to skyrocket or go down. You could have great earnings and great forward-looking guidance, and people are going to still take money out of the stock, and the stock price can drop. So earnings is truly a crapshoot. I go to the stock twits and just kind of see what companies are reporting earnings. So Royal Caribbean today, a couple of oil stocks today, and it kind of just lets you go through. Square is a big one tomorrow. I can't believe Square. I bought Square at $50 and I sold it at $85, and I thought I was a genius, and here it is up here. I don't know how Macy's is still in business. Home Depot is an awesome company. Just keep a watch on it. Somebody did tell me about this Clovis. I think they do something with the eyes, like ophthalmology, and I'm just not a big eye person when it comes to pharma. Let's see what else. Nvidia is a big one. Overstock. So this is the website that I come to, Stock Twits, and I just kind of see what earnings are reporting. Space. I know Virgin Galactic, a lot of guys in the super shorts, I mean, the Moe's muscles are in this, so be careful. You have earnings on Thursday. Nikola Thursday, Moderna Thursday. So keep a watch on that. Airbnb is going to be reporting Thursday. That's going to be interesting. That'll be their first public report since they've gone public. Coca-Cola's Friday. So this is where I come, and that's the reason that I do not do anything with earnings. So what I'll do with earnings is I'll either take my profits off the table or I'll reduce down to a tracker share, let everything sort itself out, and then I'll go in and do something with it. And again, I don't have any FOMO, so if the stock price jumps up 10% on me, okay, I'll just buy it 10% higher. That's fine. So we've done Pulte before. Getting ready to sell Boeing. I'm not selling my Boeing. I'm just going to sell more puts on it. Is the Rolls-Royce engine? I'm not sure. Let's see. Hi from Italy. That's pretty dope. How are you? What do you think of EBIX? Let's see. We'll check out EBIX. EBIX is, yeah, okay. I can get behind a short on this. So, oh snap. Okay, so this morning this thing gapped down all the way down here. So if you were short on this thing, I'm taking profits on it right now. You especially because you dropped. This is where you're going to start the morning as of right now. You dropped below the 100-day moving average and the 200-day. So there's support here. this thing, I could see this thing going up like this. I have a hard time believing that it's going to drop below the 200-day moving average today and hold there, just because that's a lot of support. Let's zoom out a little bit. I want to go to a year. And it's interesting. This is where you had a resistance line kind of right here. And you can see it kind of here, kind of right here. Tried to get out here. So it did drop down to a support level. And the 100-day, is it? Yeah, so this thing, if it's going to go any further, it'll go down here below 20 bucks and kind of hold on you. But just be careful with this one. If you're short, good job. I don't know what happened this morning, but maybe somebody can tell us. What's up, Mason? Let's see here. Printing money kills senior return. Printing money kills everything. That if the government truly cared and wanted to do things the right way, they would just let everything fall apart and let the system reset itself. But that's not what we have, because we live in this socialist society, and for some reason we think that this is all. This has been tried so many times throughout history, and it never works. In 1922, we had some kind of big crash. Nobody talks about it because the government didn't come to the rescue. The Fed didn't come to the rescue. They let everything collapse, and they let the private sector figure it out, and it figured itself out within 18 months. But what the hell do I know? PLTR. Somebody was talking about that this morning. Let's see. Okay, so it's up a little bit. It is a snapback right now, just because you can see we're in a downtrend, and we have come. So the short is on. It's no doubt about that. We're going through the sweet spot, and we're just rebounding a little bit. We're creating one of these nice M formations that I talked about. And if you guys really understand that if you were in my shorting seminar this weekend. Let me pull up a line. So we have lower highs, and we're just kind of creating that new M formation. So hopefully it pulls up here and comes down like that for you. This is where people will take their money out and say, I'm losing money. No, you're in a beautiful downtrend going through the sweet spot. You're getting a little bit of a snapback, which is great and what you want. And hopefully it creates a new lower high and goes down on you, and you are good. Home Depot earnings tomorrow. What else we got? I don't know what's happening with EBIX. You guys tell me. Somebody look that up. Barrick Gold stock review. Give me the ticker symbol, Vishal. Thoughts on Apple. Apple's a company that I'm not going to bet against anytime in the near future. But they're definitely in a downtrend right now, going through the sweet spot. I see them holding right here at $125, which is their, let's see what their 124.69 is their 100-day moving average. I don't see Apple dropping below that. If it does, then it will. If you want to short it, go for it. I'm never going to short. I shouldn't say I'm never. I'm not going to short Apple. There's companies that I'm not going to short. Apple, Amazon, Tesla. I'm not even going to trade Tesla at all. But those kind of things, I'm just not betting against them, because any news that they drop, they could put out a new product tomorrow and that thing could skyrocket on you. Or they could. I mean, we saw when they started talking about their car, that thing went crazy. So their car wasn't even anything but a concept, and it went nuts. Let's see, KHC. Kraft Heinz is a good company, so I wouldn't add to it right now. You need an engulfing candlestick. These are days that you add, like this one. When you're in an uptrend, when your trend is positive, going through the sweet spot, this is not when you add. I know whoever asked this question probably wants to add because the price is down. If you want to add when the price is down, that's on you, because this thing can snap back even more and come down here. For me, I'm waiting until I get a nice engulfing candlestick. You probably need a couple days like this, and it breaks out over this previous high. So I'm going to grab this thing on top of 39.20, and if you really want to be conservative, get on it on top of 39.68. Oh, gold. Okay. Let's see. So gold is definitely a downtrend, but this is a dog stock. So I've talked about dog stocks before. Let's zoom out a year, and it just kind of keeps trickling down on you, and it's just sitting on the bottom under 32%, just going sideways for a long time. So if you want to, you can throw a tracker share on here, buy it at 20 bucks, and just keep an eye on it and see what happens. This has a lot of stuff to go through, but I do own a lot of gold. It's one of my largest positions that I have, and I am going to keep adding to it because gold is the safe haven, and even if it's not the safe haven, everybody believes it's a safe haven, so people will run to gold. So that's how that goes. Foot Locker. I own puts on Foot Locker. I've sold puts. Oh, that's great. It just keeps going. So they've had a great run since last year. I remember owning them, and I sold them at, I think, $35, something like that. So they're definitely in the overbought range. So if you're going to play this and you want to put something on it today, if you want to add to it today, make sure you get a nice candlestick today, not just a little. Don't get something like this today. You want an actual candlestick like that today, and make sure you're getting some good volume. Oops. Make sure you're getting some good volume here, hopefully a green bar. And it would be great if you could break out over this 53.25 number. But make sure you're using a stop because you are way overbought. Let's see what the percent K is. You're at basically 93%. So you are definitely in the overbought range. So let's keep, if you want to do that, just do what I said. HRB. So this is something that we've had for quite some time. And still, the trend is doing very well. It's just kind of consolidating right now, right here. And that is exactly what it's showing over here with our resistance and support. It's just going sideways on us. So I'm going to need some, let me zoom in a little bit here so you guys can see it better. What I want are some candlesticks just like this to kind of break out a little bit. I want to get over this number, 19, let's see what that is. 1988. I want to get above 1988 before I add any position, but we're still looking good. Trend is still going up. No reason to panic. This is a little snapback that we're getting, and that's perfectly fine with me because that creates a support level and a W formation, and we can move on from there. Let's see here. Thanks. Petco. Well, let's see what Petco's doing. I was looking at, I believe it was Pet Meds recently. Is Petco, Petco's, are they brand new? They just go public? Yeah, I'm not doing this. I don't do IPOs. If you want to do anything with this, just trade it on a daily chart. I think crypto is the new market hedge. Have fun with that. I don't do crypto. Crypto to me is make-believe and nothing. And I think the dog poop is worth more than crypto because it is an actual tangible asset. Llewellyn, I do not have social media. So post the link in the Mo's Muscles chat, I guess. BIGC or BIG? BMO. Zach, I'll do BMO for you. Bank of Montreal. My ex-girlfriend was from Montreal. Maybe she's watching. All right, so we are definitely at some kind of resistance level right here. They've had a great run, but what I'm noticing is they are in a downtrend going right through the sweet spot. This thing, if you want to, you're going to have some kind of resistance here. Throw a support level on it. I don't know what I'm saying. Throw a tracker share on it. So here's your support level. Throw a tracker share and get some good engulfing candlesticks like this to break out through. You need some good selling volume. Look at this. We've had a lot of buying volume the last couple days. That is something that you're going to need to get through. So Zach, let me just zoom in here real quick for you. What you need are engulfing candlesticks like this for a couple days that just break you through that resistance, good volume, keep going through the sweet spot, but this is a good short if you want to. You're going to run into resistance again here with these moving averages, but then you should be pretty good going down to about $71. So yeah, good looking thing. Throw a tracker share on it and see what happens. Lockheed Martin, we'll do Lockheed. I like Lockheed. I just put a video out, I think it was Friday or Sunday, something. So Lockheed is a dog stock right now. See you Bitcoin at 100,000. Hey, Tattoo, I agree with you. Bitcoin can definitely go to 200,000, 250,000. Hey, more if you make that money and you're in it, more power to you. I'm happy for you. It's just not something that I'm going to do. And if it goes to 250 and you honestly believe that it's a good investment, then you don't understand investing. But I hope you make. I hope you're wrong about 100,000, and I hope it goes to 250,000 for you. That would be wonderful. Let's see, where are we? Lockheed. So Lockheed, I would throw a tracker share on. They are definitely falling right now. The scary part is they're below all of their major moving averages, so they don't have much to hold on. I don't know if they can go back to their March numbers right in here, but it's a possibility. The great thing that they had going for them over the past 4 years is that they had a president who was building a lot of military stuff and supplying the military. The current president, he is definitely not going to do that, just because that's what that's what the Democrats do, and that's what. Never mind. I'll just digress. But yeah, I don't know. I would worry about Lockheed, but if you want to short this thing, it's a dog. It's kind of risky to short right now just because we're so far on the bottom. If it was me, I would be throwing one tracker share on and seeing what happens and seeing if I can get a run up on it. But that's up to you. JBLU. The airlines have been just so interesting recently. Actually, in the last year. What is it? JBlue. Okay. This is a short for sure. I see they gapped up a little bit today. I don't know why. If somebody can tell me why, that would be great. But this could definitely change a trend. This is a very strong trend going down. We could for sure see some kind of sweet spot reversal if this keeps up. But if you were in this stock, I would take my profits today right here. Just take your profits off the table, reduce down to your initial investment, and go from there. Nectar Therapeutics. Let's see. NKTR. And if you guys like this, if you guys are not patrons and you like this, me answering these questions for you and helping you kind of understand charting, join the Mo's Muscles level of the Patreon, and we will. I'll help you. I'm in there every day doing questions like this. I'm making videos for you, and you have full access to me when it comes to trading. So this is a big downtrend. Let's see. The one thing that does concern me, and I'm not surprised about it because it is pharmaceutical, you have a big difference between your bid and your ask price, which means there's a lot of manipulation going on in here. This has been one crazy ride, and it is a 50% stock. So you have your high here, your low here, and here's your middle. And it obviously you can see since, say, August, September, it can't break through this 50% area, and I assume that it's going to probably fail again just because the volume overall is so terrible. So this is not something that I would be going long on anytime soon, especially until you get an uptrend like this. Vaccine optimism. Okay, so it's funny. We've been talking about, Neil, I'm not getting on you, but I think it's funny that back in, let's say June, we said, okay, airlines are going to start putting people on planes again. Cruises are going to start putting people on ships again once the vaccine comes out. Okay, great. Vaccine comes out. People are starting to get the vaccine. I travel probably twice a month on a plane. Nobody new is flying. My plane, I took 3 flights this weekend. Nobody was on those planes. Cruises, nobody's cruising yet. You have the federal government mandating masks still for people that have had the plague and have had the vaccine. So what are we doing here? They can talk about how many news stories have you seen in the past 12 months that have been positive for airlines and cruises that have shot the stock price up, and then nothing has changed and the stock price has come back down. How many times have we seen this? How much BS can they feed us on these airlines and whatnot. It's just about this vaccine. It's nonsense what they're doing. Vaccine stocks, they could take all the optimism they want. It's going to take exactly right. I do not foresee people getting back on cruises at non-extremely discounted rates for a very long time because the government just keeps putting the fear of God into everybody about something that's truly, truly not that serious. Is it serious for some people? Yeah, it is. Is it serious for the majority? No, it's not. I had this thing. I'm a healthy young person. It was a common cold. And that's a lot of what I'm hearing from other people. Sure, it kills some people, but hey, we shouldn't be shutting down the world for a few people. Let's see here. And that was my little rant for this morning. Facebook. Paper trading options, and I sold Facebook. I was in the money. Too close before expiration. I have to buy to close. What I need to know a little bit more about your trade, but Facebook. Oh wow, Facebook dropped below its 200-day moving average this morning. That is something. I would like to see what Facebook is going to do over the next couple weeks. That's interesting. They have a strong support line right here, but man, I did not expect to see that when I looked this morning. All right, let's see. They will never go on cruises again without COVID in the world. Yeah, I mean, I've never been on a cruise. I don't want to go on a cruise, and the reason I've never been on a cruise is because I'm kind of a germaphobe, and cruises are disgusting. And now with this, I mean, I don't blame people that don't want to go on cruises. You're sitting in a cesspool for a week, and who knows? Ugh, it's disgusting. I'll do one more stock. Sends. Boy, oh boy, look at this. So you are in the overbought range. If you want to do something with this, what does this company do? Whomever asked me this question, tell me what this company does. But if you want to do something with this, first of all, you need to play with stops because you're over 80%, and you need engulfing candlesticks like this. And I am not adding until I break out above this a little over 550 region. That would be something. Let's look at NVIDIA real quick. NVIDIA, you're getting into the overbought range. Get up. Oh, you dropped a little bit today, but you need to be, if you want to add to NVIDIA, I would say you have to add over this, call it 615. What is it? Yeah, over the 615 area. And this is my whole buy high, sell higher theory. MRC, I don't know what MRC is. This one is extremely tight. If you're going to do anything with this, I would just not. You need to let this choose a direction. Whether this red line is going to break up like this or down like this, you need to allow this thing to do something with some kind of direction. It's hanging right at its 25-day moving average. Wait a second. No, yeah, 25-day moving average. So just keep a watch on that. Well, that's good that people that are getting the vaccine are traveling. I'm glad that makes you feel good. And hopefully it actually works. I've been hearing things that we're going to have to keep getting this over and over. I am personally not getting the vaccine, but that's that. All right, guys. Give me a few more good questions. How does a stock do that movement? SCKT. Whew, that's crazy. There had to be some news in here because of that. On whatever the 16th. So guys, just a general rule, if you're in a stock like this and it's not doing anything for a long time and all of a sudden you shoot up, as soon as that thing shoots up in the morning at 9:30, take your profits off the table because it is a guarantee, a 100% guarantee that thing's going to fall back down. The next day it could do the same thing, but it is eventually going to fall back down. You need to take your profits when these things happen. Take advantage of these just random events that are typically non-warranted, and you'll be very happy. I definitely think about the airlines are an awful buy. Great. Yeah, I'm not going to short the airlines just because the news that just keeps coming out and just keeps sending them higher and higher. Would you go into tech stocks long term, or should I forget if I was you, I would go into some kind of tech ETF, like a XL. I don't know what is the tech ETF? XLK, is it? Yeah, XLK. I would go into that Spider ETF and go from there. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I have a lot of options to get on this morning. So, Hector, if you want to ask me that Cigna question, ask me in the Patreon group, and we'll go from there. So you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later on. Peace.